Welcome to this webinar, which provides insights into how you can support your children's literacy development. This webinar takes account of research and inspectors' findings in high-quality early years education settings, as well as the guidance provided by inspectors to settings to promote improvement. Inspectors provide advice to settings about how children's literacy and language skills can be developed. It is a key focus of the inspection framework and reports. Much of this advice can be applied in the home environment also. All of the advice provided in this webinar should be considered in light of the prevailing public health guidelines. As a parent, you are the main carer in your child's life, and you are already doing many things to support and promote your child's literacy development. We hope that this webinar will reinforce the good practices that you already engage in and provide you with lots of ideas to extend your child's literacy skills in the home environment. As a parent of a young child, you have probably heard of ASHTR, the Early Childhood Curriculum Framework, and you may even have seen posters relating to ASHTR in your child's setting. ASHTR recognises the importance of early language experiences in supporting the development of children's literacy skills. Such experiences include talking, reading stories, mark making, singing songs and nursery rhymes, and playing. Literacy development is embedded in the everyday communications, actions, thoughts, and drawings for babies, toddlers, and young children. As a parent, you are your child's main speech and language model. Anytime you communicate with your child, you encourage and support language development. Children benefit from consistent communication throughout the daily routine. Play is fundamental to how children can explore and engage with language and literacy. And at the outset, it's important to note that play is a most worthwhile way to enhance a child's language and literacy skills, and children benefit greatly from playful interactions. In high-quality early learning and care settings, inspectors note that through their play, children can express their thoughts and ideas in a variety of different ways. These can include verbal and non-verbal expression, role play, song, and dance. Play props can be used as symbols for communication, drawing, writing, and reading, as children make meaning of their world. Children learn by watching and imitating situations around them. When children engage in imaginary play, they have opportunities to express themselves orally and to read and write within the play scenarios. As children imitate real life through play, they use their memories of real life experiences and apply these within the play experiences. We will provide more ideas regarding play shortly. Let's take an overview of how a child's early language and literacy skills develop, and how you as a parent can support your child as they develop. Like other skills that children acquire, language and literacy skills develop progressively, and children move at different rates. From an early age, babies play with language. You will have noticed how your young baby responds to your voice. Babies cry and coo, and they babble and imitate sounds. Your child will imitate your familiar voice, and they will then move on to saying single words and then two-word sentences. Babies also enjoy looking at books and exploring pictures. As your baby grasps items, he or she is developing fine motor skills, which are crucial to the writing process. As your child moves into the toddler years, their vocabulary grows. Typically, a 15-month-old child will have 4 to 5 words, and by 18 months, this will be approximately 20 words. They enjoy putting 2 to 3 words together. This is a great time to play a game called What Is That? In this game, the adult can point to items in the home and the toddler will name the item. By 24 months, children have between 150 to 300 words and enjoy simple nursery rhymes and are trying to tell you about their experiences. Toddlers love to scribble as a form of early mark making. Here, you see chalk marks on a pavement. The child used large chalk to doodle outside. Similarly, if a child has access to a small table, paint, paintbrushes, and plenty of paper, they will love to paint and explore making marks. It's a great idea to place the table outside so that the child can freely explore and there's little mess to clean up. Toddlers also enjoy having stories read to them. They will enjoy holding the book and responding to the story as you read it to them. Now we will consider the growing competencies of preschool children as their early language and literacy skills continue to develop. At 3 years old, a child typically uses 900 to 1,000 words, and by 5 years old, this reaches approximately 2,200 words. You will see this development in your child's everyday communication as they make simple sentences, express their needs, and ask lots of why questions during conversation. This can be a time of great fun, and your child needs a supportive and interested adult who will listen, respond, and clarify his or her needs. Your preschool child will request stories to be read, have a favourite book, pretend to read, and may recognise in informal contexts some letters and numbers by 5 years old. In high-quality early learning and care settings, inspectors note that ample opportunities are provided for children to engage with books and a wide range of printed materials. You can set up a cosy area at home where you can explore books with your child. This presents an ideal opportunity to support the development of your child's early language and literacy skills. As children's understanding of literacy develops, they will appreciate the difference between drawing and writing. They understand that print has a message. They can use real letters, and at 5 years old, typically, a child can write his or her own initials or name. Of course, it is important to remember to have realistic expectations for your child. Children benefit greatly from opportunities to speak, write, and read, and most importantly, we must slow down and give time for children to develop these skills. We must also remember that children with additional needs will reach these milestones at a different pace. Specific resources and approaches can be used to support children who experience challenges with language, including the Hanen Programme and the LOVE Programme. Your child's setting will provide further advice in this regard. There are many daily activities which provide meaningful opportunities for a child to develop his or her language and literacy skills. You can take time during these activities to interact with your child and talk through what is happening. You might consider gathering a variety of picture books which are fun and engaging and using them frequently with your baby. Encourage your child to touch and feel the book, point to objects, and use questions to explore the pictures and what you think will happen next. You can respond to your child's interest and improvise, or just talk about the pictures. Books and other printed materials such as manuals, magazines, homemade books and brochures offer children a world in which they can explore and understand change, new or frightening events. They also introduce language that children can use to explain strong emotions and new experiences. Take any opportunity during the day to read. Just before bedtime is a great time to read to your child in a relaxed and quiet environment. In today's world, you can access lots of reading materials in digital format. Don't be afraid to put down the book and make up your own stories and fairy tales. Young children love song games as they are repetitive. These songs are great as you can mix up the words and change them for different occasions or routines. Think about the use of the song, "This is the Way." You can change these words to sing to your child at bath time, getting dressed, or even when changing your child's nappy. It is very beneficial for children to hear his or her parent's voice when singing, as it reflects the child's natural accent and culture. In high-quality early learning and care settings, these types of activities are undertaken regularly. Lap games are when you hold your child on your knee and play with your child. They are a great opportunity to practice different skills, including memory and repetition. Remember, no matter what game you play, ensure your child is positioned so that he or she is looking at your face and that you are both comfortable. Games such as Peekaboo can extend into hiding games where children can find you, find objects, and hide themselves. During these games, you are supporting your child's language development, recall and memory skills, and you are helping your child to understand that he or she can act upon information received. You are also supporting your child's concentration and attention span. Children also enjoy role play, such as playing doctors or pretending to be chefs in the kitchen with pots, pans, and tea sets. You can take on a role with your child and really enjoy interacting with him or her as a play partner. There are lots of finger games and songs you can sing which engage children. These strengthen their finger movements and include language and literacy. Open Shut Them and Incy Wincy Spider are great examples of finger games to support language development. Young children love to copy their parents. Copying games can include turn-taking to make simple gestures and making patterns for older children to repeat. Daily conversation is a simple and natural way to support language development. For example, you can talk about plants and flowers, the weather, and household chores. Once your child is hearing new words, he or she is processing new information and extending his or her vocabulary. Inspectors frequently note the benefits of real and rich conversations between practitioners and children. And of course, these benefits can also be realized in the home. As you drive in the car with your child, you can talk about everything you see outside. The animals, other cars, road signs, traffic lights, locations you pass, or directions to where you are going. When you collect your child from preschool, you can discuss how their day was, what games and activities they played, and who they played with. In high-quality settings, inspectors frequently note the rich learning opportunities which can be afforded to children at mealtimes. Similarly, at home, as you engage in these daily tasks, you can involve your child and talk about cutting and weighing food, naming ingredients, and laying the table. Dinner time is a great opportunity to talk with your child about their day. You can also discuss the food you are eating and make family plans. Bath time is another fun and cherished time between a parent and child where there are lots of opportunity for conversation. Talk to your child about how the water fills up the bath and how the bubbles are made. It's a great idea to name your child's body parts as you work together to wash and clean his or her body. You can talk about how the water feels, if it's hot or cold, and of course, talk about splashing in the water. There are lots of songs about water that you can sing too. 5 Little Ducks or Baby Shark. Adding bath toys can stimulate further conversation through play. As you support your child to get dressed, take the opportunity to introduce new words. You can talk your child through what you are doing and the clothes you are putting on them, the colours or patterns on the clothes, and how the clothes feel on their skin. This conversation can be extended as older children learn to dress themselves, and you discuss body parts, how to put clothes on, and what clothes to wear considering the weather or occasion. Going shopping is a great opportunity to talk to your child. You can create the shopping list together, listing all the items you need. Discuss the items you are buying. For example, fruit and vegetables. You can talk about their colours, names, shapes and sizes. How many apples do you need? Count them as you put them in the bag together. There are numerous activities which parents and children can engage in to support the child's language and literacy development. We have provided just a few ideas in this webinar. For further guidance, we encourage you to read the Interactions pillar and the Play pillar of the Aistir Síolta Practice Guide. We will finish with some links to resources which may be informative for you as a parent when supporting your child's literacy development. This brings us to the close of this webinar, and we would like to thank you for listening. We hope it provides helpful advice, and if you have any queries or comments arising from your engagement with this webinar, please use the dedicated email address provided to send your comments to us. We thank the following early learning and care settings for sharing photographs with us. Thank you.